Hey guys, Kayla Strand here, founder of the INDY Foundation. We are just getting ready to tape our April Warrior. Audra Popp has been selected as our April Warrior. She is going on 17 years of fighting a brain tumor. She's actually on her 7th brain tumor. So when we read Audra's story, we were deeply inspired and thought, wow, what a warrior. She has been through so much on her journey. And actually, brain tumors has now become the number one killer in kids under the age of 20. It's surpassed leukemia. So there's a huge awareness that needs to be brought to the world around the brain tumors and brain cancer. To date, 700,000 people live with a brain tumor. So here we go. Let's go meet Audra and our April Warrior.
I'm Audra Popp and I have a brain tumor. Actually, it's been my friend for 18 plus years now. And tried to rid myself of this so-called friend, but it is keeps coming back. The tumor I have is really rare. It is called an anaplastic pleomorphic xanthoastrocytoma, so an anaplastic PXA for short. My physicians at the Mayo Clinic treat about 3 to 4 new patients with this brain tumor type per year. There's over 120 different brain tumor types, and mine is way at the bottom. It's less than 1% of these types of cancer. So it is a grade 3. I have had surgery on it now 6 different times. I had surgery, we found it in the year 2000 and did my first surgery in 2001. Second surgery in 2007, third in 2009, and then in 2014, in 2015. And before I could do my 6th brain tumor removal, I actually needed to do a cranioplasty. So we had to do a skin flap from my thigh up to my head. So we did that in 2016. And once that was healed, we were then able to do my 6th brain surgery, brain tumor removal. And that was almost 1 year ago now. And luckily, I've done really well with surgeries. And that is the first line defense for my brain tumor type. But throughout all of that, I've also exhausted most of my treatment options. So with my advocacy, I've spoken at the Relay for Life, the American Cancer Society. I've spoken at other events with them. I was a speaker at Brains Together for a Cure. Brains Together for a Cure, I found them when I was looking for a support group myself about 4 years ago, when I knew my tumor had come back so quickly after having just had it removed. And up until that point, I didn't think I needed a support group because I had enough support in my life and other people that I had known who had had brain tumors and friends and family. And so I was reaching out and I found them in Rochester, and they have been so beneficial. And I was, like I said, I was able to be their speaker at this fall's walk. They have a walk every year. And when I had told them I was going to an event called Head to the Hill in Washington, D.C. to advocate for brain tumors, they were right along with me. And I said I was going, and the reason I was going was in honor of someone else that had gone, who had had brain cancer, who had died of a glioblastoma, brain tumor, and he made such a difference, and I wanted to do the same. So I told them I was going, and up popped 4 other hands saying, I want to go, I want to go, I want to go. And next thing you know, we were going. And we went again last year. Last year, I actually had just been out of surgery for 5 weeks before I went, but I was committed to going. And I also had to spend 10 days in the brain rehabilitation center after my surgery. But even with that, I still went. That's how important it is to share your story, because something good has to come out of all of this. And I think that is the something, is that we just need to keep sharing. When I think about having done this for 18 plus years, the first person that comes to mind, and always has been my champion, has been my mom. Prior to myself being diagnosed, I watched my mom go through breast cancer for over 10 years. And I thought she went through a lot. And when I surpassed her 10-year mark, I was surprised, but I know that she has been with me every step of the way, and watching over us. So I was diagnosed 2 years after she had died, and my mom died, it'll be 20 years in September now, from breast cancer. And she was on the cusp of being approved for a clinical trial for a drug called Herceptin. And that drug now is widely used for breast cancer. So knowing that she was so close to having a cure makes me, as a warrior, want to just fight and do whatever I can and never give up, because maybe what's right around the corner for me, maybe it might not work for me, or maybe I won't get that drug, but maybe it's going to help the next person. And we can only live in the moment, make the choices that we know now from what we have, and but we don't know what is going to happen for the next generation. So even if I run out of options, but luckily I haven't yet, there's always that hope, and that's what I'm, as a warrior, I'm willing to march to Washington, D.C. and say, here I am, this is my story, this is what we need. We need research to keep getting better drugs, and also getting drug prices down to the point where people can actually get them through their insurance. Some of the hardest days that I've had haven't necessarily been with the treatment. Physically, I can tolerate a lot, and I have. But some of the most challenging things are talking with the insurance companies and battling that fight, and those things that are just out of your control, things that you desperately need, but they won't necessarily just say yes, or you think you're going to be getting things done in a timely manner and you have to wait. Those are hard. Those are hard things.